a point guard. Finally, they have a point guard who can also shoot and score.
Mm-hmm.
So they finally have that kind of guy to match with Dwayne Wade in the backcourt. Dwayne Wade said it best. He's finally the best all-around point guard that I've gotten teamed up with.
Yeah.
Ever.
I tell you what, he's averaging 16 points this year. I know I went over this last podcast.
He had 20.
When he came up.
He had 20-something last night.
50% from the field goal range and 35 from 3. So, yeah, he gave you that option that you can't play off of him.
He's a good fit.
And he passed the ball. Yeah. He's a willing passer. I like his mentality.
He had a double-double last night. I think it was 20-something point, 10 assists.
I guess he just really felt betrayed by the Suns' management and everything like that.
Well, when you see every other point guard in the league being brought to your team, you're going to feel betrayed, especially if you were promised that you were going to be the dude. You're going to feel betrayed like that.
Yeah.
And he said he didn't want to play small forward because they wanted to try him at small forward. He said he didn't want to play that, which he played some there last night for the Heat, but it was very, very limited that he played there.
Right. Yeah, this is a good move for Miami, and you just think now the bench is a little bit thin, but
especially now.
Yeah, but still, you got Whiteside, who is an up and coming talent,
very
nice talent. You got Lou Aldine, you got Chris Bosh, which we'll talk about later. Well, you got Wade and him. So I mean, it's a nice rounding five here, and if this team was like that set going into the playoffs, you'd be a scary first line of fire that you have to see.
Yeah, it would have been.
It would have been. So, I mean, this is a good team going forward. You got Chris Bosh, and he's stepping forward and everything like that. You got Dwayne Wade. So, this is a team that is going to be very interesting coming for years. And I already done said this done locked them up being the best team in Florida for the next few years.
No, and Dragic already said that he wants to stay.
Good.
So, he's already made that clear that he wants to stay there long term. So that's going to be good. So he's a young guy, and he'll be when some of these guys start dropping off, he'll still be there, which is good. You need that guy you can grow on. And just when you think Pat Riley don't have nothing else in him again, the Godfather pulls off another one.
He made something out of nothing, don't he?
That man, it's crazy the way he does it. It's crazy his eye for things and his being able to look beyond certain situations is just crazy.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Phoenix Suns because they trade Isaiah Thomas. So what was the point of signing him if you're gonna trade him away, and then you trade?
Because they wanted the market on point guards. They wanted to have it that if anybody needed a point guard at the trade deadline, you were going to come to Phoenix and ask them for one.
And you turn around and get Brandon Knight.
You got another point guard. Well, they got rid of 3, so they needed one back.
Brandon Knight's a good pickup. He's having a solid year. He did have a solid year with Milwaukee, so now he's just going to be playing with the Kentucky backcourt with him and Eric Bledsoe. So now they're basically handing Eric Bledsoe the keys to the franchise and say
Well, they should after they paid him that money.
Yeah, so it seems like you're going to be our guy that we go to and everything like that. So, yeah.
But they also told Dragic that.
Yeah, they did.
The year before.
And Dragic, and that's the thing that gets me with that because they was a couple games, I want to say a game away from making the playoffs.
With Dragic leading the way.
Yeah.
And they promised him, look, we're going to give you the money and everything, but then when last offseason came up and Bledsoe was the one, they gave Bledsoe the money instead of doing what they were promised to do in the Dragic, which is, I would feel a little betrayed by him as well.
Yeah.
Just like he said, I don't know what you want me to do about it when you're sitting here and you're treating me this way.
Right.
It's any job. You get treated that way by another guy who comes in and does a less job than you but gets the raise. Any job, you'd be pissed.
Yeah, you got a point too. And it seemed like when I saw him on Twitter, he posted a picture in his Heat locker room with his.
He was happy.
So
he's happy to be there.
He seems very happy right now and everything like that. So it'd be interesting to see how this Miami Heat team go forward and the Phoenix Suns with their route. That Bledsoe is going to be their piece that they're built around. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes. All right, so let's talk about the Reggie Jackson situation. Reggie Jackson was a guy that when this trade happened to Detroit,
Reggie.
He tweeted out saying, crying tears of joy after being traded.
He's putting out crying tears of I'm about to get paid.
So this guy averaged 12 points a game, 4 assists, shooting on 41%. What do you think about his fit in Detroit? And what you thought about the tweet saying?
Well, anybody can fit in Detroit because Detroit don't have a lot. So he'll fit in nicely. But, you knew he wanted out because he wasn't getting the playing time. He done well last year he done very well when Westbrook was out last year, but still got demoted right back to his spot in the bench to where he's not going to be coming in and not going to get to play. So good for him being able to get out, and good for OKC finally letting him get out, because this has been rumored for a couple of years coming that he was going to get traded. So now he's finally out on his own. Now we get to see what Reggie can do without the other guys on his team.
Is it just some players that just want to control their own situation and not being, because the OKC,
everybody,
with them being hurt this year, I mean, it was a good situation to be in. You got 2 superstars.
But all players want to be, when you go to the NBA, all players want to be the guy. Everybody wants to be a dude, unless you know your role. Unless you know you have a certain role and that's what you're going to fit into. Reggie, just based on what he did last year when one of the guys was out, he did very well. He did very well for himself. And when you're in a sport like basketball, sometimes you get lost in a good team. You'll be a good player and you get lost in a good team. Reggie wanted his time to be able to step out of the shadows of Westbrook and Durant. And now is his time. And now he finally got his wish being let go. I have no disregard for what he heard. No ill will toward him for saying anything.
Yeah.
This was what he needed to do. Now it's his time to go get paid. But now it's his time to step up and show that he really is who people think he was, just on a good team.
Right. I can't knock him for that. It's all about taking advantage of opportunity, and he felt like when he was presented that opportunity, he did pretty well. That he had some boots coming. That, you know what, I'm pretty darn good in this league, and I believe I can be able to run my own team, and I can't front him for that. But man, I guess it's just a thing where you want to be the leader and see how you do if you carry your team versus being in a good situation with OKC. Yes, they had injury with Durant and Russell, and they're now in the 7th seed in the West. So right now with this, you still had a chance to, anyway, who know how the West would go? You still have a chance to get to the finals. But I guess it's about that thing where, you feel like you can play, then you go ahead and go into your own team. I seen that with Dwight and Marshawn and Gortat. Gortat, who was behind him, drafted a 2nd-round pick, was a solid player, and he got to play in the playoffs when Dwight got ejected.
Him right now.
Yeah, exactly. And just the fact that it's those players like, listen, I want a bigger role, but I have.
And he was good.
Yeah, he was good. But you just have a superstar in front of you, which he did with Russell Westbrook. Mm-hmm. So now he's going to a great situation.
And now, right now, who would you rather have, Gortat or
Vucevic?
Or no, Gortat or Dwight Howard?
Oh yeah, I'd rather have Gortat.
Exactly.
Because now, you see what he is capable of. He's still a guy that's capable of getting you a double-double. Reggie Jackson, on the other hand, is someone that can give you a score. Go ahead and find you a bug inside the paint. Now, he's still working on his shooting, but he is someone that can get hot and in a hurry. And withstand offense, pick-and-roll offense, which get him some space.
Well, now he gets to start.
You get the start.
And he finally gets to be his own dude and not be in shadows. Mm-hmm. So now we get to see what Reggie's all about. So go get him.
Oh, yeah. I think he's going to earn it. This is, to me, with this move for the Pistons, it does seem to me that Greg Monroe is done playing in Detroit. I just think that because he wanted to get paid, now they got their guard.
Everybody wants to get paid.
Now, the dilemma that you have here is that Brandon Jennings come back next year off an injury. I mean,
That's a good thing, though. You can flip-flop.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie will play both.
Yeah.
Reggie will go to both positions.
And play too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Be a little smaller, but he'd still be able to go and play the two.
So, all right, well, who you got winning this trade deadline?
Everybody. Everybody got rid of everybody they wanted to get rid of. Philly with their 4,536 draft picks. All protected.
Me, I'm gonna go with the Thunder. They got what was the one knock on the Thunder for years that they didn't have a post scoring, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
now they got it.
Cantor was kind of like a shadow. He just wasn't doing well in Utah. He voiced his frustrations too that he wanted to get out there. And also you have someone, Rudy Gobert, the little Frenchman who is probably pretty much who they call him the French Dikembe Mutombo.
No.
I mean the guy.
Oui.
My God, he was terrible. But I just think with them they made the right move with Gobert. He's gonna be starting. He fits better with Favor. So Cantor now he's going on the other Spanish spectrum. He can provide some scoring. And he can give him pretty much C. Give him an easy bucket in the paint. Go ahead and give him a post up. So this makes life easy for Durant and Westbrook to pass the ball into him and look for his own shot in the post, or give him a mid range because he's good at the mid range shot too. So Cantor was looking for an opportunity. He was just unhappy. So there seemed like there was a couple of players here that were just unhappy with their role and want a bigger role. Now the thing that with this I told you about, which I told you about that is that. What are they going to do when Steven Adams come back with him and Cantor?
Nothing. They'll put him. Adams will be the backup.
Think I'll be the backup?
Adams will be a backup. Adams' cheating ass should be a backup.
But you got that option now. You can get your defensive man as a center, and you got your offensive guy. So it's whoever. It's going to be a fun training camp battle whenever we get here. But Adams is out with an injury, so All right, who's your loser? Should we say it?
Philadelphia with all their protective draft picks.
Yeah, as me and Kevin went on about the 76ers, I have no idea what they're doing here. I mean, I like to figure out what they're doing here, and me and Kevin, like,
I just like to figure out what the damn draft pick they're getting.
Yeah, there's so many.
Everything's protected.
Everything's protected, and it goes protected for a couple years, and it's unprotected, and they're breaking it down how many. It's you really have to open a novel and try to figure out what Philly is doing with their draft picks.
Like sex with a nasty chick. Everything gets protected, and then finally one year it just non-protected.
Kevin with his analogies. Nice. All right, on a serious note, let's talk about Mr. Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh will miss the remainder of the season for treatment of blood clots in his lungs, and I want to get your thoughts about this because I remember I talked to you about it. I was like,
I just thought he was
he's
sick.
Going to the hospital.
I just thought he was really, really sick, but prayers go out to him. Speedy recovery, especially for all of his family and everything. Mm-hmm. Thoughts and prayers go out with all of them. It's a big hit on the basketball court, but it's even a bigger hit off the basketball court, and this has nothing to do with basketball anymore. Mm-hmm. This is, hopefully he gets better and he can live his life in a nice way and not have to worry about this anymore. And I don't care if he ever steps foot on the basketball court again. I just hope he can live a normal life, especially for his wife and his kids and his family. So.
Yeah, I was surprised when I heard because I talked to Kevin and I was like, okay, yeah, he just got done playing in New York City, so it's probably just the weather.
Yeah, but then you heard that they went from New York to wherever they went. I forgot where it was for him. Mm-hmm. And Dwayne Wade went, and Dwayne said he wasn't feeling well when they left. So, and kudos to the doctors and stuff that found it and said, hey, stay in the hospital, you ain't going nowhere. And they got it pretty quick. So hopefully he can get on the road back to recovery.
So I was a little stunned by it. And you know Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh is one of the guys that is a very pleasure to watch. And the way he's been expanding on this game, it's sad news for the NBA because he's such a talent. And now he's showcasing what he did. He did Toronto what he did, and now he got 21 points, 7 rebounds.
And an even better person off the court as well for the community of Miami and for the NBA in general. Right.
So and I want to send my condolences to and everything like that, and hopefully prayer for Mr. CB4.
Warren,
I know Warren Miami, but
CB1 now.
CB1. So, but prayers for him and speedy recovery, and hopefully his family and everything out there, and keep him in his thoughts. And the NBA community should please keep this guy in prayer because blood clots, if it gets to certain scenarios, it can be serious.
It was insane to see all the outpour to Chris Bosh afterwards from all the NBA guys. Yes. I know LeBron sent like a 4